This is the best video game bundle ever, Polygon. Samsung could hold online Note 20 Unpacked event on August 5. MobileSyrup. Carbon dioxide levels just hit a scary new high, BGR. Not all plastic food packaging is bad, says National Zero Waste Council, CBC.ca. iOS 14 Roundup, what we know before WWDC 2020 9-5 Mac. SpaceX opens era of amateur astronauts, cosmic movie sets, CTV News. Best fake game consoles ever, The Gamer. Why the stock market is up with 4.2 Americans out of work, CNBC. Carol James sees glimmers of confidence despite jobless rate, BC News, Castanet.net. This week in apps, protests impact app stores, FTC finds app developer, kids app trends, tech